guys, Mark Turner here with the Turner and Lewis Railroad once again, and I'm back here in the shops, or aka my workbench. And a friend of mine, Eddie from Tennessee, sent down 2 of his locomotives to be serviced. These are one of the 2 locomotives that I actually painted up for him in his Paducah and Tennessee Midland scheme. It's his freelance railroad. He runs mainly Jeep 7s and Jeep 9s. He's got a couple of different locomotives. I ain't gonna say that's all he runs, but I think he's got a SD 40-2 and a number of other locomotives. But he's got a pretty neat little short line going. But T&L SHOPS does his surface work, and he mailed these down to be cleaned and oiled, and to actually have the wheels cleaned up on them. It's been about a year since I last laid eyes upon 918. 917 is up there in the box. But anyway, I figured, you may be interested in seeing how I clean the wheels on my locomotives and anybody else's. Some of you may consider this just to be a little barbaric, but actually it's not. It doesn't really hurt the locomotive as long as you do it right. But what I wanted to show you here, I took just a regular piece of Atlas track, and I cut me a couple of pieces of sandpaper, and just it's real fine grit, kind of like a terry cloth. Cut me just 2 strips that were rail wide. I glued these down to the end. That's well, let's see here, just for those of you that might want to know, that's 4.5 inches of terry cloth, and like I said, it's glued down. This piece of track I just keep put up on the shelf and up out of the way. But this is what I actually use, and what I do is I take the locomotive, and of course this is wired up to a DCC system, and I take the locomotive and make sure before I do anything that I actually have contact with it. Make sure that I've got power on the track, that kind of thing. And so I have power, and what I do is I basically just roll this locomotive up here onto the terry cloth, and I pick the locomotive up just a little bit, and I don't force down. Don't want to do that, because you're just putting a bunch of force down on your wheels. It's not necessary. The cloth will basically do the work as far as cleaning the wheels up good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the camera and put it on the tripod and set it up, and then I'll show you how I get these wheels cleaned. We'll be back here in just a second. Okay, we are back now, and I may bump this camera, tripod, whatever, while cleaning the wheels on this thing, but I don't guess there'll be no apology necessary. Anyways, let's go ahead, and I just left the sound off. Now I'm holding the locomotive in place, and I'm running it on notch 3, and I'm going to basically just run these back wheels, and it came on anyway. It's just going to do that because it's losing contact. And I'm just going to let these wheels turn on here. Like I said, I'm not forcing down on this. I'm actually more picking up than anything, holding the locomotive just in place. And I'm moving it kind of side to side and back and forth. And you might can see that in the camera. I don't know how well this camera's picking up. But I assure you that this actually polishes the wheels up pretty good. And alright, now I'm just going to pick it up and turn it around to the front side. And now that I've got it, kill the motor again, and we'll get it running one more time. Well, got it going in the wrong direction. Get it going again. Back up on notch 3. And put it back up on the terry cloth. And you can, I'm sure you can probably hear the motor running. Now I'm not putting, again, I'm not putting this in a bind. I'm not forcing down on it. All I'm out to do here is just put just a polish on the wheel. You don't have to scrape into it real deep, or, you know, of course you don't want to ruin the wheels on your loco. But anyway, it don't take very much of this, but I like to make sure that I get them nice and clean. You know, depending on what you've been doing on your layout, you don't ever know really what's on the wheels. Like I know Eddie's been using Smooth It to make railroad crossings, that kind of thing. And so let's see how they turned out. Yeah, I don't know if this camera will pick it up or not, but they're much cleaner in comparison to what they were. Now, I generally will do this several times to just to make sure that I've got them cleaned well enough. Don't use any oils, don't use any grease. I don't use anything that'll make this locomotive slip. But this is my own personal design as far as a wheel cleaner goes. As much as I would like to, well, I'm not even going to say I'd like to, I've looked at different wheel cleaners, and they basically all do the same thing, and, you know, the common goal is to get the wheels clean. This is just how I do it. If there's anything I can do to help you or aid you in creating one of these, just give me a holler or comment, whatever. You can find me on Facebook at Turner and Lewis Railroad, or you can find me on Google Plus under my name, Mark Turner, or you can just simply comment at the bottom of this video. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful to you, and I do definitely hope that you have had a wonderful Easter Resurrection Day, and we'll see you on the next go around. God bless you, and y'all come back now. Yeah.